What if I told you there's a hidden market worth billions floating above your head in New York City, and it has just been unlocked? It's not in a vault, it's the air above buildings. Right now, that air is being bought and sold like crazy. Buyers are making fortunes. When a building has unused air rights, that space can be sold to a builder who wants to go higher at a nearby property. These air rights are hot. Deals are up 39% year over year, and experts think that number could triple soon. It's a gold rush in New York real estate, and I've learned what's driving it. Three big forces are behind the boom. They make air rights one of the best plays for buyers right now. Today, we're going to get to the bottom of it. This rush is worth analyzing because it is a very special change. It didn't happen by accident. In December of 2024, the city passed the City of Yes reform. The market exploded.
Today, the city unveiled a plan to bring thousands of new homes to Manhattan.
And that new housing push, part of Mayor Adams' City of Yes.
Developer Jeremy Schell says City of Yes zoning reforms make it easier for new construction on old buildings.
That's on top of the City of Yes initiative, which was signed into law back in December, designed to incentivize more dense housing developments all across.
Pros saw it fast, and they knew this was a rare window. Let's look at the three forces fueling this play. Then, we'll talk about how you can actually use them. But first, let's talk about something that has been overlooked. This brings us to the first major force. When a building becomes a landmark, the city protects its history. Think of the Flatiron Building or brownstones in the West Village. Owners can't change the look or build higher. The building is locked in time. Here's the issue. Most landmarks were built 50 to 100 years ago, when buildings were shorter. A brownstone might be 5 stories tall, but zoning today might allow 10. Those missing floors, that's air rights. That's money, often millions per building. Until 2024, owners couldn't sell those rights. The process was slow and full of red tape. It took months of forms, hearings, and city approval. From 1968 to the late 2010s, only 11 landmark buildings sold their air rights. 11 in 50 years, out of 1,200 possible sellers in Manhattan. That's less than 1%. The rules made it almost impossible. Now, those limits are gone. Hundreds of buildings can finally sell rights they couldn't before. So how can buyers benefit? Landmark air rights usually sell for $200 to $250 per square foot. A brownstone with 25,000 extra square feet could bring in $5 to $6 million. If your condo has $5 million in unused rights, a sale could fund upgrades or lower monthly fees, raising property values. You can find buildings with extra air rights using the city map. Zoom in on Manhattan and click to see how much space is left. Before, deals could only happen with next-door buildings or across small streets. Even then, approval took over a year. That's why there was just 11 deals in 50 years. The system didn't work. That's changed, and it leads to the second major shift. I heard something about this market that shocked me. It's why I made this video. The City of Yes plan did something big. It made it easy to turn old office buildings into housing. That shift is driving big need for air rights.
77 Water Street is transforming from an underused office building into 652 new homes. And now, thanks to City of Yes, many more empty or underused office buildings can follow in its path.
Here's what changed. The plan widened the rules. Now, office buildings built before 1991 can turn into housing. Before, depending on the zoning, only ones before 1961 or 1977 could. This means more sites can change.
For decades, New York City zoning only allowed older office buildings to become housing, and only in certain business districts, like here in Lower Manhattan. But these restrictions didn't make any sense when we have so many empty offices, such a dire housing shortage. So when we updated zoning to tackle our housing crisis through City of Yes, we made sure to fix this. Now, conversions are allowed in newer buildings and across all 5 boroughs.
The plan also dropped build limits. Those are called FAR caps. Now developers can add more floors. They buy air rights from nearby sites, in turn, lets them make taller buildings. Before, that was not allowed. The plan also made as-of-right conversions. Now builders don't need long checks or votes. Old steps are cut. Build time is shorter. So how does this affect air rights demand? Let's break it down. Because many older offices have large, deep floors, meeting housing code often means adding light courts or new floors. That's why many developers need extra FAR and buy air rights to get it. Some zones are driving more demand. Take Midtown South and Lower Manhattan, for example. They have many old office sites side by side. That helps air rights deals jump. More deals, higher price, more action. Owners and brokers see the change. More buyers grab air rights early. They prep for later housing builds. This lets developers get more upside per site. Here's an example. A developer wants to turn a 1980s office tower in Lower Manhattan. It's 15 floors tall. Old rules let them turn only 10 floors. FAR caps stop them. Now they can use all 15. They might even add 3 more floors. To do that, they need more FAR. Where do they get it? They buy air rights from the co-op next door, or from a landmark down the block. That co-op with spare rights now has a buyer. That landmark that couldn't sell before now can. Office conversions create new demand. This is why office to housing plans fuel the air rights boom. Each turn needs more space rights. That means hundreds of new air right deals. For a normal buyer, the next step is key. How do you gain if you're not a builder? With more housing, the quality of retail nearby tends to improve. This can increase demand for the area and your potential unit. Look for condos or co-ops in Midtown South or Lower Manhattan. These areas have more potential turns. Sites from the 1960s, 70s, or 80s are prime. Believe it or not, the search can be even more refined from there. But how? Well, there's one last piece letting builders get creative, and it's a huge force behind this rush. The City of Yes added a new rule. It's called UAP. That stands for Universal Affordability Preference. Here's how it works. Builders can add 20% more housing, but there's one catch. Extra homes must stay affordable forever. That's a big deal. This makes it easier to build all over the city.
Say I have a UAP development that I want to make in one area, in one zoning lot, and then across the street, which is a separate zoning lot, there's a good site, dollar value per land is it's a good price. I want to make an affordable building there, and I want that affordable building to generate the UAP bonus. You can do that.
It helps more people find a place to live. So what does affordable mean? This means homes for people below 60% of median household income. It makes sure working families can stay in the city. This new rule helps more people than the old plans. UAP is simple and fair. Here's an easy example. A builder in Brooklyn could make 100 units before. Now they can make 120, but 20 of them must stay affordable forever. This is a win-win for families and investors. More housing means more rent. More rent means more value, and more people get a place to live. It also means more jobs. Each new project adds about 1,500 workers. That's 150,000 jobs if 100 projects get built over the next few years. Those jobs go to builders, drivers, and shop owners too. When new homes rise, small stores get busy. More people move in. More money flows through local shops. That helps the whole city grow. This isn't a one-time rush. It's a long-term shift in how New York grows. They bring more homes and more hope. They keep people from getting pushed out. They help families stay close to work and school. This is one of the biggest housing shifts ever in New York City. It builds jobs, it builds homes, it builds a better city. That's it for now. See you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe if you like what you heard.